Welcome once again to Bradley Central High School, our day in the life of a student here at Bradley Central High School. I'm your host, Gary Oldman. Today we're going to talk with someone we've not had on our program before, and I'll let Mr. Josh Dasher, I'll let you start and introduce this young man on our German exchange.
Okay. I'm Mr. Dasher. I do vocal motion in our choral department here at Bradley. And Marius Radloff is our student here. He's our German exchange student. And it's been a pleasure to get to know him. And we're going to learn a little bit about him today.
Yes.
Marius, tell us.
So I'm Marius.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm Marius Radloff, and I'm 17 years old. I turned 17 here in America in February. I'm a junior here at Bradley Central High School, and yeah, that's pretty much all. I'm an exchange student from Germany, from North Germany.
North Germany, what city, what town?
It's called Hamburg. It's pretty north. It's, I guess, the third biggest city in Germany.
Okay. Always interested here. You told me you're a junior here. How is being in school at Bradley Central here in Tennessee different than being in school back home in Germany? Your day, how about your day, your schedule?
Yeah, so it's kind of like similar, but also not similar. We also have those academic classes, but we don't have those fun classes like culinary or something like that, those electives that you can take to it. It's all only an academic schedule, and you stay in the same class with the same people every day. And you learn academics, and school is not that long until 10th grade. Then it usually lasts until 1 o'clock. There's one day until 2 o'clock, so that's a long day.
Folks, that's in Germany, that's not in Tennessee.
Yes. And then when you go higher, we call it gymnasium, that's the high school. There it actually lasts until 4 o'clock sometimes, so yeah.
You also said something earlier though, how many grades do you have to attend in Germany?
It's a different grading system. You can graduate in 3 different kind of ways. First, you can graduate in 9th grade. We call that ersten Schulabschluss, so that's the first graduation exam that you have. Then you can graduate in the 10th grade, and then you can graduate in 13th grade, because we also have 13th grade. And different kind of jobs need different kind of graduation exams. So like if you want to be a doctor, or you have to go to a highest level, so 13th grade, and then you have to go to university. But the other jobs that doesn't require that much, you can actually go pretty much over here.
Wow. Mr. Dasher, how did you told me a good story here before we started recording here about meeting him, and something intrigued him about things that you were doing.
Well, we had some email conversation from his host family. And I was telling him about the different choir programs, and I strongly encouraged him to be in vocal motion because of the competitions and the traveling that we have. But he decided he wanted to be in just the general choir, which is a good option as well. But he came to see our Christmas concert, and he came to me afterwards. He says, "I want to be a part of that." And I said, "That's what I tried to get you a part of." And he's like, "I didn't know." And so we were able to get his schedule changed to be in a vocal motion for our spring semester. Well, our competitions start right at the end of February. So he came in, and I told him, I said, "Whatever you will learn, I will let you be in the show for." And so he went to working, I mean, just gangbusters. And he was able to be in 5 of our 7 songs, which was quite an accomplishment, especially dealing with the language barrier, you know, and the pronunciations, and adding dance onto that, because he had been in choir before and is a very good singer. But to add the dance to it was a challenge. But he arose to the challenge.
Wow, that's interesting there. What's the toughest part about being, in your mind, you've been here for a while now, almost a full school year, what's different that you think, well, we don't do that in Germany, or there's something that, you know, that you really like that you didn't get to do in school over there?
So I probably will miss the part that you can choose whatever you want in your schedule, the ability to make your schedule like you wanted to have it. I will definitely miss that back in Germany, and I also will miss the fast food restaurants, because we only have 3 different, we have McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. Like, you have so many different varieties, and like, I will definitely miss that and a lot of stuff, yeah.
You speak very good English. Did you learn English in school? Is that something that most German students would learn to speak English?
So when I was in school, I learned it in 3rd grade. I started learning in 3rd grade and you learn it up to 13th grade, and over there to university and all that kind of stuff. But now they actually changed it, so you start learning English in first grade. So your entire school life, you will learn English from the start to the end.
Is it, what is sort of the process, you know, you just say one day, I'd like to be an exchange student, and is there a company that takes care of this and puts you with a host family here in the States? And
Yeah.
how does that all work?
So I'm here with International Experience, that's a non-profit organization, and they recruit host families here for the exchange students, and we have exchange students come from everywhere. They come from Spain, from Italy, from Germany, from Finland. They also come from Japan or something like that. Like, they come everywhere. And you reach out to them, and you will usually have a Zoom meeting with them. And then you start talking about that, and they try to say like your worries and all that kind of stuff, and then you sign this paper. And they start searching for you, the host family. And it depends when you get your placement call. It's always, my placement call was 3 weeks before my flight was, so it was pretty much straightforward. Because Bradley started pretty early, and I remember that planned my whole Saturday, and then the one woman from IE called me and said, "You have a placement," and yeah, Saturday was over, and we all were watching at the pictures, try where it was, and yeah, reach out to the family.
Wow, had you been to the U.S. before?
No,
Had
it's
never
my
been
first
there?
time.
First time, well. Versus in high school there in Germany, you was talking about how it's different. When do you start school as a youngster? I mean, we have pre-K here, to kindergarten, college, things like that. Do you start at that early of an age? And
Yeah, we have kindergarten too. It's like a couple years before
that's a German
school.
word, I believe, kindergarten.
Yeah, it's like not required, but you can do it. And most people do it actually, because then the parents are free, can go to work. And so I went to kindergarten too, I guess 3 or 4 years. And then you go to elementary school like it is, and elementary school lasts in Germany until 4th grade. And then from 5th grade to 10th grade, you're in like middle school. And then from 11th grade to 13th grade, you're in high school. And gymnasium, how we call it. And yeah, and then from there you go from college or university.
What is a typical course that, I know you're just a junior, so you got a couple years to figure out what you want to do at the university there, but what's a typical line of work that someone in Germany who goes to university and would get what we'd call a very good paying job, you know, in some endeavor? Is it in business, or is it in manufacturing of some kind, or is it in government and so forth? Or
You mean like in college?
Yes.
I don't know that much about college because I didn't figure out what I want to do very well, so I thought just want to have the extra credit, like the gymnasium done, that I have every opportunity that I want to have. And so I didn't thought about that much. I thought about sometimes I would like to be a teacher, the next day it's different, so it's like all day it's changing, and yeah, I did not figure out that quite well.
Is there a particular goal when you said I want to become an exchange student that you wanted to come over here and say, I really want to go over and learn about this or that, about just how American teenagers live and see what they do? And
I guess the most goal of every exchange student that comes here is to improve their English. Everybody's coming here to learn the English, or just to be more independent, to grow. And because when you go here, you're here without your parents for 10 months. So at the airport, you say goodbye to your mom and dad for 10 months. And
so you don't go back home at all during school year?
You stay over Christmas, you stay every time. Your parents are not allowed to visit you during this time. They should not visit you, because it does make it better. And yeah, so you see that you don't see them, you get more independent, you learn your English. Yeah, you learn so many different kind of things. You experience life as an American high school student, and that's a privilege, actually, yeah.
He actually had the option to just stay through Christmas.
Hey, can you send Daniel Ledford to the attendance window for a moment?
Yes.
Thank you.
He actually had the opportunity to stay till Christmas. And I think that's one of the reasons he chose not to do vocal motion at the time, is because he didn't think he was staying till the spring. But then he decided to stay the full year, and so he's had a full experience.
Has your experience been what you thought it would be? Has it been, you thought, oh, it should be better than this, or has it been more than you thought, or about what you expected? Or
I would say it went very well. It was probably the best decision ever that I made, to go on an exchange year, and then the second best decision is to extend my year, and then my third to join vocal motion. So it's a lot good decision I made here, and I'm very happy to be here, and I don't regret that decision. And was like I would expect it to be actually. Yeah.
So once you sign up or register whatever you do to be an exchange student, the host families just are willing to accept you or an exchange student. Are they here in this local community, I suppose, or they've got to be in Cleveland or close by?
No, they usually, those host families, they reach out to IE or I reach out to host families. They go to festivals and make advertisements to be a host family, because every exchange student next year needs a host family too. So we need host families, and yeah, and then host families can say, yeah, I would like to have a boy or a girl. The boy or the girl should stay a half year or a full year, and they also can say interested, like they should go to church, they should be a vegetarian, they should be like different kind of things, so that they get nearly the perfect match for their host family, for their family. And then they get a couple students, the students record a video of themselves in Germany to introduce yourself, like their home country. They write a letter, the parents write a letter, all that kind of stuff. We answer questions that they know us, and after those questions they reach out to the school, search a school, then later we get a placement call.
His host family is actually, I think, 7 different kids, is that right?
Yeah, they had 6 different exchange students.
They've had 6 different ones, so they're in the program, and they continue to do it year after year because they love it and they love the experience.
Yeah. I'd say it'd be a fantastic experience for the host family to do something like that. You know? You mentioned over in Germany you have McDonald's and Taco Bell and things like that. You experience a much more wider variety of choices here, I guess.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Forget the guys that you got over there. What have you found here in the States that you really like, food-wise?
Food-wise, that's good. I experienced Sonic pretty often. We went often to Sonic, like after we had our spring concert. After that we went to Sonic. We often went to Sonic actually, and it's pretty good. I like the milkshakes at Chick-fil-A. But Sonic is probably, I always get a grilled cheese sandwich and some mozzarella sticks in the ocean water. So I definitely will miss that in Germany.
Is your home meals, here we have, meat and potatoes we call it here at home, good old southern meals, biscuits and gravy and things like that. Is your food different? Forget the restaurants, but if you're eating at home, is it any different?
Yeah, in Germany, I guess the food is more healthy, and especially in the cafeteria. I like the cafeteria food, but in Germany have a much more fresh variety. I mean, they have to feed 1,000 something students. In Germany, they only have to feed 300. It's pretty much easier, and they cook everything by themselves. But I would say I like both kind of foods.
Yeah.
The one is just more healthy, and then the other, but the one you enjoy more. So.
And they use a lot less meat over there. They use more vegetarian options too.
Healthier diet.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you look good now.
Thank you.
What?
He was telling me before we got in here, talking about the culture. We think about culture shock coming to a different country, but he put a different spin on it. You want to explain that?
Yeah, so my organization tells us the culture shock, if you go from Germany to America, it's there. Like you will see, my biggest issue was the American grocery cart, because, it's weird, but in Germany all 4 wheels are movable. But in America, only the front 2 wheels. So I a lot struggle to move that grocery cart in a grocery store. But like those are the little problems, or there's no public transport, but...
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know.
He likes the 4-wheel movable wheels,
Yeah.
Easier way to get out of the way.
Definitely, and that's one culture shock. And when you go back to Germany, that's actually the most harder part, because you all lose everything what you got up here, leave it behind, and you start where you begin, and like, it's gonna be hard actually.
So he thinks it's harder going back than it is coming. So I thought that was kind of unique.
It is.
What word? I'm here I live here. I want to be an exchange student. What word of advice would you give to me as a student going to Germany? Hey, watch out for this, or beware of this, or hey, you're gonna love this.
I would say it doesn't matter where you go to Germany, you will like it, because first it's different, and it's always a different opinion that you get. And like, probably an American that goes to America says, yeah, it's America, but if you go to another country, it's always different. You always see something more positively, and you will enjoy it always, and you will,
I think my wife and I have been to 11 or 12 different countries, 10 or 11 in Europe.
Yeah.
Haven't been to Germany. I'd love to go there.
Now you got somebody to visit.
Yeah, I'll get your number. I'll call you. Hey, we're going to drop by for a few weeks.
Sure.
Any advice? Now let's go back to Germany. You got friends in high school, and they're going to come over here as exchange students. What would you tell them? Hey, you're going to love this because of that, or you ain't going to like this that they do in America because of this is crazy.
Yeah, I would definitely say they should definitely go for that. You only experience one time in your life. You only have to experience one time in life, and you should do it because otherwise you will regret it when you're older. And my dad said to me when we talked about exchange years, he said, I remember we were in Spain, and we were walking on the Baltic Sea, no, Mediterranean Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and at a harbor, and we were walking talking about my future plans, and we said, yeah, let's do an exchange year. And then he said, I wish I would do an exchange year because now he regrets it. So he said to me, you should definitely go for that. And it's true. You only have that experience one time in life. You're only one time that young like you are now. So go for it and you will enjoy it. I mean, high school is completely different. You meet new friends. Europe has a different schedule. It's a completely different life somehow. So yeah, definitely go for that.
Are the girls here the same as the girls back home, or I mean, are you not getting too personal here? American girls different.
It's kind of similar, I would say.
Yeah.
It's probably the same. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dasher, it's been fascinating talking and getting some information here and getting his feedback about things. You know that it's just different. You know, I love travel. If I had money, I'd travel all the time.
Well, sure, I would too.
I would be staying on the road until I got tired of it. Right? It's fun, but thank you for coming today, Maurice. And
welcome, thank you.
You'll be here through May, I guess.
Yeah, end of May I will leave.
His parents will actually be coming the end of May.
Oh, okay.
So we get to spend a couple of weeks here, and then they'll all go back together.
So then you'll have to go back and repeat the 11th grade.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 12, 11, 12, 13.
So you will go through 13.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Things are different. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it there. Well, Mr. Dash, thanks you for putting us together with him here.
Yes.
To have our
Thank
very
you.
special
Our
show
pleasure.
here. Mr. Schroyer, by the way, high school in Germany there. He
Yes.
knows all about gymnasium and these upper grades there because he was a military guy. His dad was, so he traveled with him. And he traveled a lot of Europe too there. But fascinating place over there. Well, we're going to sign off for now. Thanks again for being here today, guys, at Morris, and also Mr. Dasher. And until next time, we'll say so long for now. God bless and go Bears.